Connectivity problems. This is my third time trying to go live. It looks like this time it's working. My apologies if you trying to figure out what's happening here. So, hi, I'm Stephen Sashen, CEO and co-founder of Xero Shoes. This is a live event, so if you have comments or questions, you can type them in below or wherever you actually are able to type them in. I will see them on my screen over here, and then I will respond appropriately. And what's going on? It's basically it's our inflation busting, inventory adjusting. No, it's not a holiday sale. And what that means, is the reason we're doing this. We normally launch new products right around now. And to get the products in due to global supply chain issues, et cetera, just to get the products in that we were planning on launching for the fall was going to cost us millions of dollars to fly them in to make sure they actually arrived. Plus, we have a bunch of new stuff coming out in the spring. So we have new colors, some new styles, some updates to things. And we want to make sure we can get rid of those products that we have now to make room for the stuff that's coming in later. So we've taken our holiday sale, which is normally our Black Cyber Thanks Quantum's Satterversary and warehouse clearance sale, and we move that to now, or basically actually a little less than a week from now, the 15th, which is exactly a week from now. And what's happening is it's really simple. We are offering discounts of up to 70% off some of our best selling products. Often the 70% off is for things that are like, we're just trying to get rid of them. But now it's literally some of our best sellers that we're doing at these incredible discounts. You can get, we're also giving away 10 $100 Xeroshoes.com gift certificates and also 10 €100 Xeroshoes.eu gift certificates, depending on where you are in the US, North America, or pretty much anywhere in the world other than the EU. Just to let you know, I'm seeing comments. Rich Mercer says Christmas came early. Absolutely. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus for the rest of us, whatever it is you celebrate, definitely early. John says, hello. New shoe owner, love them. Awesome to hear. Billy says, heck yeah. So I'm trying, I don't even know what more to say other than, the reason that I'm telling you about this now when the sale actually starts in a week is because we're going to sell out of some sizes and colors and styles, some actual styles. So if you want to make sure you can get the things that you want at the biggest discounts we have ever offered in the history of our company, go to Xeroshoes.com/fall22 sale, or if you're in the EU, Xeroshoes.eu/fall22 sale, and you will see that there's a sweepstakes app. It's either on the right of the screen or the bottom of the screen, depending on what your screen is set up to do. And the first thing you can do in that sweepstakes is sign up to become a VIP. Now, the reason you want to become a VIP is because that's going to give you a 24-hour head start before we announce this huge sale to over 1 million people. So become a VIP. We're going to give you an email day in advance. You can grab everything you want before everyone else jumps on board and maybe grabs the thing that you want. So a couple comments came in. I'm going to respond to them. By the way, I can't see really well because of what's happening with the light. So if I do weird things trying to look at my screen, just so you know. Gabby says, love what you do. Just enjoying your podcast recently. Got the Kelso a few weeks ago and loving it. It's one of our favorite shoes here. Masood says, just came from a spin in my HFS, elegant performance. Chris Porter says, leather boot. And I'll address that. Roxanne says, sale on all boots. I will address that in just a moment too. Gabby says, again, I'd like to get purple Prios for my wife, but she needs a size 12 and that's always sold out. A lot of things coming in. Will they be available in the sale? Clearing out space for what? Oh my gosh, I'm going to start going through these one by one. So my apologies because I didn't think to do that. All right. First of all, for the people saying that they love their shoes, happy to hear it. As my wife and co-founder loves to say, there's enough shoe companies in the world. You don't need another shoe company unless your shoes are changing people's lives. And we're happy to hear that that's what we're doing and for all the reasons why. So Chris says leather boot, not during the sale, but that is one of the products that we're going to be launching this year. So I'll give you the whole look. Anyone who's been on one of these events with me, I can't keep secrets. So we moved the holiday sale to now. We're moving our product launch to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And during then, you will see a men's leather boot because we've had a lot of requests for that. Roxanne says the sale is on all boots. The sale that's happening starting next week is on every Xero Shoes shoe, boot, and sandal. Everyone. So there's that. Gabby, you want to get the purple Prios, but she needs the 12, and they're always sold out. Will they be available? I don't know. And I'll tell you why. because what we do is we try to reserve a few pairs that we don't sell in case we need them for exchanges or for some other reason. But during the sale, we're going to bump up that threshold that we have, or pull down the threshold. That's the right way to put it. So if we have any of those, they will be on sale. Make sure you become a VIP. And if you want to, drop an email to our customer happiness team, support@Xeroshoes.com. You can tell them that if they want, they can forward the email to me personally, and we will check and see if there are any of those available at all. And I can let you know. And that way, you know that you're going to want to jump on the sale the moment that it starts to get them if we have any, but we may not. I'm not sure. Julian says, clearing out space for what? We are, well, again, mostly this is just why not? We're having our holiday sale, which we always do to clear out room for the stuff we're bringing in the spring, because we have new products that we're launching in the fall that are happening that normally would happen now. It's happening in November, December, and then new stuff for the spring, which is both replenishing the things that we already sell and bringing in a bunch of very exciting new products. We're a small company, so we only order a couple times a year. We don't get orders in every month. And so the spring and the fall is when we are bringing in a lot of inventory. And even though we have a really large warehouse now, we still need to make sure there's room for everything. That answers that. Ken, order a size up from what you wear. Depends on what product it is. We do have recommendations about sizing for every product. Some, I'm going to address this really quick for the fun of it. Some things say fits true to size. There's no such thing as true to size. We could take 3 people with identical feet, put them in the exact same shoe, and they'll have 3 opinions about whether it fits, just like Goldilocks, mostly because of personal preference. Some people like more space in front of their toes. Some people like less space in front of their toes. One of those things. John, will I ever do a Xero dress shoe style for men? Let's just say you're going to like what's happening in the spring. I will leave it at that. Gabby, will purple Prios, red Mesa Trail, and light blue 360s be on sale? Those are on my list. Everything that we have is going to be on sale. Every Xeroshoes product. Some of the stuff that isn't ours, like the Neboso trail sandals, are not technically ours. We do that in conjunction with Dr. Emily Splickle, who helped develop that product with us. The Slack block, for example, not going to be on sale because that's not our product, but all the Xeroshoes products will be on sale. NIST says the HFS and Mesa size similarly. I don't store that information in my head, unfortunately. So just look on the pages for the HFS page and the Mesa Trail page and see what the sizing recommendation says. If it says the same thing, like fits true to size or go up half a size, then the answer is yes. And of course, we have our, if you're living in the States, we have our free, what's the word I'm looking for? Free domestic exchange policy for sizing if we get that wrong somehow. Billy says, we'll say, I love my Prios for deadlifts and moving events in strongmen as well as every day. I hope the cute girly shoes go on sale. They are. Gabby, I've got 3 pairs of HFS and I love them. I love the fun colors. Thanks. Billy says, boots, which is fun. Rich Mercer, Hana's Prios, DIY sandals. Oh my, that's as close to lions and tigers and bears as we can get. I would love the Xero dress shoe to wear with khakis for work or church. Again, I'll tell you this. The one we're coming out with, it's called the Glen, and it's more like, let's call it dress casual. It's not like it's the kind of shoe you would wear with a suit if you're a lawyer, but it's pretty close. So you'll see, and there's some really cool colors. Which model best compares to the Ultra Lone Peak 5.0? I have no idea, John, because I don't know that shoe. What I can tell you is our trail running shoes. Let's assume that's a trail running because that's mostly what Ultra does. Assuming it's a trail running shoe, that would be either our Mesa Trail or our TerraFlex, or even, frankly, our Aqua X Sport. The Aqua X Sport has the same lugged sole as the Mesa Trail, but with an upper that is like designed to handle water or trails. If you step in water, when you step out, the water literally shoots out of it. It's totally amazing. So Mesa Trail, Aqua X Sport, TerraFlex. Those are the ones I'd look for. Let's see. I saw from XDank1, saw plenty of Xero pairs at the Dance Game tournaments, the Beast in the East a couple of weeks ago. Plenty of us players. Gotta love you for all, or got love for y'all. I wish I'd known that was happening because I would have begged everyone to send a bunch of videos. If you don't know that he's talking about the dance games like Dance Dance Revolution, and we're happy to hear there's a lot of people wearing Xero shoes for that. Chris says, I need your shoe with the absolute widest toe box. All of our shoes have basically the same essential shape for the toe box, but different products respond differently. So for example, the HFS, because it's got this sort of meshy sort of thing. This stretches a little more than, say, what's a good example of something that doesn't stretch very much? Than like, I can't think of something that doesn't, but I'll think of one that does. The Aptos, which is our canvas, like our little Vans crusher, that thing stretches. The Hana, also canvas, stretches. So they're all similar, but the materials change the way they can work on your feet. And then, of course, the sandals. That's a whole other story. Rich says, replying to John, Mesa Trail or Terraflex. Dan says, love your shoes. New user, do we offer military veterans discounts? Go to our website, scroll to the bottom of the page, and take a look. But because I think there's a link right there that explains it. But when we're doing the sale, we don't do discounts on top of discounts, just so you know. And because that would make us lose money on everything we sold. Julian, any updates to the Speed Force or HFS coming? Yes to both. Can't say more. Actually, we just looked at the update to the Speed Force. Love it. Some people find the upper design of the Speed Force not their favorite thing. The new upper for the new Speed Force, holy crap, it's amazing. Let's see, Dwight, do we have any new fall shoes coming? Yes, but not until that Black Friday, Cyber Monday time, which really means like somewhere mid to like the second or third week in November. So we moved our normal product launch time, which is usually right around now, to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, moved that to here. We swapped them. We had a time dilation problem or something. Let's see, other people concurring about the Terraflex for what to do instead of the Lone Peak. Christy, I have the Mesa size women's 7 and all Ultra Boot size 6.5, and they're similar. There you go. I had, back when I had other shoes than mine, I had things that were 9.5s, 9, 8.5s, and 8. Every company does things just a little bit differently. And it's also, again, some shoes, if you have a big, thick midsole, this is not a big, thick midsole. When the shoe bends with a big, thick midsole, the inside bends faster than the outside, just like a phone book does, for those of us old enough to remember phone books. So if you have a shoe with a big midsole, you need something longer than if you have a shoe without a midsole, FYI. Masood says, I wear an 8.5 Mesa and HFS and Aqua X Sport, for anyone who was asking about that before. Another challenge for us to make roller skates. Want to hear something funny about that? We have some women's Olympic ice hockey players who obviously are not skating in Xero shoes, but they say they're skating better in their skates because as soon as they get out of their skates, they get into Xero shoes, which research shows just walking in shoes like ours can build foot muscle strength. And they're saying that's actually converting to what happens when they are transferring to what happens when they put on their skates. And they're skating better, which was very exciting to hear. Gun, back to X-Dank again. I've seen a dude on stream once playing in the sandals. Wow, how does the Speed Force compare to the HFS for that sort of varied foot planting movement? The sole on the Speed Force is a little thinner and a little more flexible, and the whole shoe is lighter. So, and the lugs, I mean, here's the HFS, and pardon the dirt, this is one that I wear. So this is relatively flat, fundamentally. The Speed Force has lugs that are spaced out more, so I'm not sure how that would affect dance games. Mesa performed great out west. Great to hear that from Christy. Can your size guide show some sort of measurement like the length of the insole? No. And I'll tell you why. The length of the insole is meaningless for a couple of reasons. One is that anything that fits inside the shoe is obviously smaller than the shoe in a way. And the way the way shoes work, the insole can be a certain length, but because of the way the material can work, and depending on the shape of your foot, including let's talk about your heel and the Achilles tendon. If your Achilles tendon is basically flat, vertical, the shoe will fit different than if you have a big divot for where your Achilles tendon is. So the length of the insole doesn't actually tell you anything. And again, the personal preference thing is makes a difference too. So many people believe that they need like a thumb's amount of space in front of their toes for a shoe to fit. So they'll look at that insole measurement and add a thumb's width, whatever that is, and they get something that's too big. And I say this because we used to provide that information, like here's the dimension to look for. A, people had a hard time measuring their feet. And B, we had more sizing problems that cost everybody more money when we did that versus saying, here's our recommendation based on customer experiences about true to size or half size up or half size down, et cetera. All I can say is, like all human beings, we have ideas about, hey, this would be an improvement over something. And the number of times I've done something that I thought would be an improvement that turned out to be a fiasco, not insignificant. And so we tried a lot of different things about sizing and found that what we're doing now is the one that gets most people the right size most time. So there's that. Please open the showroom so I know what size my kids will fit in. It's going to happen after the sale is done. So we're going to have a showroom at our warehouse in Denver where you can just go in and buy, and everything will be there. So if we have it, you can buy it. We couldn't be more excited about this, but we're waiting till after the sale. I've got the hiccups. My apology. Preston, any chance of some golf shoes? Professional golfer, Rocco Mediate or Mediate. Rocco trains sometimes in our sandals and said that he loves them. And we have golfers who are playing in the Mesa Trail, in the Aqua Export, in the Hana, in the Priho. We have both former pro golfers and a couple of pros who are playing or training, at least because they play in shoes that from companies that pay them millions of dollars, training in like everything. So if you have a recommendation or a request for some specific set of features for golf, go to Xeroshoes.com/feedback and leave that information, because that's how we decide what to do next. I'll have to send some training videos sometime from Billy. Oh yeah, I'd love to see that. Rich, would you say the Glen is dressier than the Alston? Yes, I would actually. On Xeroshoes, can Xeroshoes be worn with orthotics, or is it better not to? If you feel like you need an orthotic, it's actually the best platform you can have for an orthotic because it's flat and doesn't have built-in arch support that actually interferes with the orthotic. And it doesn't have a big, thick midsole. When the foam breaks down on a midsole, that changes the geometry of the shoe, which changes the geometry of the orthotic and can mess you up. So but we would recommend, because what happens with an orthotic, it's just like putting a cast on your arm. When you don't let a joint move, it becomes weaker. The research shows that putting arch support in the shoes of healthy people reduces their foot muscle strength by up to 17% in as little as 12 weeks. So what that means is you want to spend as much time as you can outside of wearing an orthotic or not wearing your orthotic, whether you're in a shoe or just barefoot at home, and build up some foot strength, build up some flexibility. So there's exercises you can do. In fact, I'm going to be releasing an ebook hopefully next week. During the sale, it just occurred to me about foot strengthening that'll have some great exercises you can do at home while watching TV that might get you out of those orthotics. But if you need them, this is the best platform for that, I would contend. Arun, I've been wearing the Zelen for about a week and I like it. I'm looking forward to trying a trail shoe for those short hikes and trail runs. Can't wait to see what you grab. Can I upload insole lengths for each size? I talked about that before. I do. It's one of those things that sounds like it should make sense. It would be a great idea. But when we've done similar to that, it doesn't work. Like I'll tell you the other problem with you just said length. Some people have asked for templates of the insoles because they think that if you step on the insole, that's as wide as you can go. But that's not the way shoes work. Again, this is by nature narrower than the shoe. And depending on the volume of your foot, you can have a foot that is narrower than this that won't fit in a shoe if you have a high foot, or you can have a really wide foot that still works perfectly in a shoe because it's a lower volume foot, but almost all shoes fit wider than the actual insole. So that's why we don't do that. Are the new Speed Forces red? I want those. When do they come out? I don't remember if we have one that's primarily red, but we have one that has red in it that's super cool. And that's going to be in the spring for the Speed Force 2. So if you like the Speed Force 1, this sale is going to be your chance to get it. By the way, let me back up for those of you who came in a little late. Massive inflation busting, inventory adjusting. No, it's not a holiday sale where you'll be able to save between 10 and 70% on every Xeroshoes shoe, boot, or sandal. And the sale starts on the 15th, but I'm doing this now because you're going to want to become a VIP and get a 24-hour head start before we email and post to over 1 million people on the 15th. The way you become a VIP, go to the link that's in here, Xeroshoes.com/fall22sale or Xeroshoes.eu/fall22sale, because we're doing the EU and US. And you'll see there's a sweepstakes app on the right or the bottom of your screen. The first action you can take in the sweepstakes app is to become a VIP. if you're a VIP, we give you a 24-hour head start, and you're going to want to do this because we are going to sell out of styles, sizes, colors. So you definitely want to become a VIP and get early access. Also, when you become a VIP using the sweepstakes app, you'll see other actions you can take, and all those actions give you entries into the sweepstakes to win either one of 10 $100 Xeroshoes.com gift certificates or one of 10 100 euro Xeroshoes.eu gift certificates. So go to Xeroshoes.com or Xeroshoes.eu/fall22 sale. You'll see more details. You'll see where to sign up, and you'll want to become a VIP. All righty. Yikes. Julian, great to hear updates on the running performance line. I do almost all my running in the HFS, racing, and some workouts in Spike still. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I talked about this before. I'm working with a guy who'd been at Nike for 30 years I'm a competitive sprinter, on a spikeless spike that's better than a spike. That's all I can say about that. Dwight replying to Preston, if you didn't see, here the Terraflex of the Mesa Trail are great for golf. John, how do you get the smell out of those 5 fingers? That was a joke that I used to say. Love your stuff. Pushing the 5,000 mile warranty on my Z-Trek. Thank you, Stephen. My pleasure. By the way, what he's referring to, I did 2 videos that got really popular way back when. One was called Shit Barefoot Runners Say, and the other was Shit Runners Say to Barefoot Runners. If you haven't seen them, you can find them on our website. Just search on YouTube. You'll enjoy them. I guarantee it. Billy, I can say my old shoes gave me heel pain ever since I got my Xeros. No heel pain. Dan says, thank you. Dan says, any chance of adding a grounding effect to your products? The simple answer is no. The more complicated answer is that what you need to do to accomplish that really reduces the performance of having natural motion. And it also, the materials don't last as long, which is not good. We want to keep things out of landfills. And you can get the same effect by just touching any grounded object every now and then, FYI. Triple E width in boots, Charles asks. Triple E, again, this is one of these things. People, I don't know how to describe this. There is no measurement that will tell you if a shoe is going to fit, width measurement. And what I mean is, you can have, I said this before, you can have a really wide foot that's what's called low volume and fit in a what's seemingly narrow shoe. You can have a really narrow foot with a really high volume and not fit in a really wide shoe. And depending on what the materials the shoe is made of depending on the materials in the shoe, that will change as you wear them as well. So what you need, how do I want to say this? How a shoe fits your foot is about the 3D volume of the shoe, the 3D volume of your foot, the pattern of the shoe, and the materials the shoe is made of. So unfortunately, there's not an easy way of saying this width or whatever. Someone, I can't read it, Mugia, says leather Aptos, please. I think that's in the works, but I'm not sure. Go to Xeroshoes.com/feedback. Throw that in as a request, but it sounds really familiar. NIST, how often do we update new versions? Depends on how well they've been selling. If we discover that there's something that we need to improve, if it's just like crushing it, if we have a better idea. So there's no simple answer to that one. We've had some products like the Hana. We updated the material. We went from a cotton canvas to a hemp canvas a number of years ago. It's been the same ever since, but the fundamental design of that product, that was the first closed-toe shoe we had back in October of 2016. The basic design hasn't changed because it's just like continues to crush it. Let's see, but the shoe size number is kind of dependent on personal preference and brands too. Yep, that is true. Some people, know that for a fill-in-the-blank brand, you buy half a size bigger or a size bigger, or for another brand, you buy half size or a size smaller. Or again, it's one of those things that humans discover, and then they kind of get used to it when they know where they're shopping. Billy says foot strength is so important. It is everything. In fact, the ebook that I'm here, I'm gonna give you a prelude to this ebook that's coming out. It's called The Running Injury Reduction Plan, and it's based on 2 pieces of research. The first one was done by Dr. Isabel Sacco, showing that runners who did an 8-week foot strengthening program over the course of a year had a 250% lower injury rate than the people who didn't do the strengthening program. This is running in any shoe, didn't matter what kind of shoe. Now, so that's amazing. Build up foot strength, and that in that study reduced injuries for the entire year long that they tracked people after doing that 8-week strengthening program. Second bit of research. from Dr. Sarah Ridge that showed that if you just walk in truly minimalist shoes, and she says Xero shoes will give you this, could give you the same benefits, should give you, as the ones, the shoes she used in her study. We didn't have shoes for her at that time. Just walking in truly minimal shoes builds foot strength as much as doing a foot exercise program. Did you notice I mentioned foot exercise program twice? The cause for the reduction in injuries, the result of walking in minimalist shoes. Guess what? Almost the exact same foot exercise program. Now, there's not a study yet showing that if you just walk in minimalist shoes and build strength, that will reduce your injury risk if you're running in whatever the hell else you want to run in. But kind of do the math. Walking the shoes, same as doing the strengthening program reduces injuries. If that makes sense to you, you're going to love finding out about the running injury reduction plan, which has the entire strengthening program if you want to do it, or of course, Okay, back to this. Logan, is it okay to wear toe separators while wearing your Xeros? Yeah, that was easy. Dan, can't wait for the ebook. Now you know what it is. Gabby, ebook. What day is it coming out? I don't know when it's coming out. It's a PDF right now. Kindle. That is a brilliant idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah, I'm going to find a way to make it a Kindle thing too. Boy, talk about brain damage. Thank you for that, Gabby. And we're in the last stages. I've got to edit the video that tells people what it is, and then we have a couple of little things we're doing to the website. And you'll see it soon. You'll hear about it. Any plans on new colors for the 360? Yes, but I don't remember what they are. If you have a request, Javier, then go to Xeroshoes.com/feedback and submit that request. I've got the hiccups, and it's from having some grocery store sushi just a moment ago before this started. By the way, I didn't mean to skip you, Leaf. I've been wearing the Chairflex 2 while pushing shopping carts at Costco. They do very well on the asphalt. I got to give you my favorite Costco story. So I spend a lot of my time barefoot. And I was in Costco a little while ago. And when I do wear shoes, and it's often when it's like so hot out that the asphalt is melting, I wear mismatched colors. So I'm in the line at the pharmacy at Costco, and the guy behind me says, "Hey, your shoes don't match." And the pharmacist, without looking up or missing a beat, says, "He's wearing shoes?" So anyway, that's my Costco shoe story. Mark, I've walked on short, dewy grass in my Terraflex 2, and my feet get quite wet. Are they supposed to be water resistant? I don't remember if they're treated for water resistance, but some of our other shoes are, and you probably can spray them with something. We do have shoes that are explicitly stated as water resistant, but I just don't recall. Take a look and see what it says on the site. Give our customer happiness team a call. They'll tell you and maybe have some ideas for you. Styling is subjective. This says, any plans for modern designs such as Vivo? Well, some people might argue with you about what they're doing, but if you have a specific design in mind that you're curious about, drop us an email. We'll tell you if we're working on it, or go to Xeroshoes.com/feedback, and we will add that to our list. But some of the stuff we have coming out in the spring is going to blow your mind on the style side. That's my opinion, because I was looking at it all today. Gorgeous, really, really splendid. You'll see. If you're already a VIP, do you need to do it again? You mean if you were a VIP for a previous event, then yes, you need to do it again for this one. So every time we do a VIP thing, it's a VIP thing. Leaf, one of the things, next thing I need is to find wide socks that aren't squishing my toes together. People keep asking us, hey, do you want to sell our socks? And I go, send them to me. And they do this to my toes. So we're looking for wide socks other than toe socks that will work. X-Tank says, the classic red model. Yeah, I know what you're referring to. I like that one too. Billy, I don't know if it works for shoes, but wetsuit cleaner works wonders on knee sleeves and wrist straps. Okay, good to know for whomever was asking about something like that. We, the people, need a full poly Xero shirt for repping at races. Definitely submit that at Xeroshoes.com/feedback. So, and if you have an idea about what you want out of the design, other than, that or something simpler, let me know. So the apparel thing gets tricky is all I can say. Mondo, love your shoes. Can we get some sneakers looking athletic shoes similar to other popular sneakers? I have no idea what you're referring to. So if you go to Xeroshoes.com/feedback and send a link to something that's what you're referring to, we can tell you if we're doing that, or just drop an email to our customer happiness team, support@Xeroshoes.com. And you can ask them to forward your email to me, and I will let you know. But definitely send me a link so I know what you're comparing us to, so I can tell you yes or no. What shoe do I recommend for everyday shoes for men's size 14? I want something that's loungy with lace. Well, I mean, anything that you like the look of, because they're all basically the same. But I'm definitely going to say um, you're going to love what we got. Two things coming out in the fall. I'm doing the math on that. Is it just two? Two, maybe three, but probably two things in the fall coming out in November, end of November, and then a couple things in the spring that you're going to love, I think. Xeroshoes. When's the Denver coming back this year? Mid-November. And I don't remember what's happening with the canvas version, but we got a leather version that is gorgeous. As a barefoot shoe company, do you get any direct or indirect pressure from big shoe companies to slow you down? Yes. I'll give you a story about this. This is from about 4 years ago. We had a big order in with a major retailer that said, we're going to fill this order at the end of the day, or we're going to hit submit and place the order at the end of the day. And by the end of the day, they hadn't placed the order. And we called and said, what happened? Coincidentally, that same day, a major brand, a $1 billion plus brand, called them saying, we don't want Xeroshoes in your store. Because we were at some smaller store that they use to kind of track how things are going, just, because this store likes to try new things. And we outsold this big brand, and they were a $1 billion plus brand, terrified of us when we were like a $2 million brand. So we know there's people tracking us, and things might get interesting, is all I can say. Sean, any chance of a leather dress shoe or boot coming out this fall? The leather Denver that I mentioned, and it's beautiful. And then in the spring, some other products that I know you're gonna like. I just watched the strengthening video and I tried to follow it, but I fell in love with the shoes too much and wore them everywhere. And for every run, my feet were sore, for I haven't been injured. Wait, which strengthening video? Did I put one up already that you saw? If so, I got to take it down because I got a new one that I'm working on. Gotta love the classic mismatched colors. I never wear the same color when I'm out and about. And my favorite thing is when kids will say, your shoes don't match. And their parents, or they look at their parents, it's like, that man's shoes don't match. And I say, do you like it that way? They go, yeah. I go, yeah, that's why I do it. Jamie, I love my Aptos, are amazing. My first shoes, they're very comfortable. I use them for everything. Thank you. I love that shoe too. I think 2 different colored shoes is genius. I don't know about genius, but it's certainly fun and gets a lot of attention. Holy crap, Dwight, you've got a long email here. Bit of a tangent. Wait, feel free to skip. Wait, I'm going to read this really quickly. No, I'm going to read this because what the hell, but holy smokes, it's going to take me a while. Okay, info below for people who occasionally have pain at the front part of their legs where it becomes the ankle. It is not an exercise for the foot itself, but if you tend to have pain where your foot meets the base of your leg in the front, you can do this ankle mobility exercise, and it really helped me. It doesn't have to be a really thick one, but get one of those rubber resistance bands, loop it around a post or some object to anchor it while you slip your foot through the other end and put the end of the band behind the tongue of your left foot. Wait, take a few steps until the band is taut. Kneel with your right. Oh, dude, you're gonna have to make a video because I'd love to read this, but I can't get the picture in my mind from what you're writing on how to describe it. So yeah, this would be really fun. But if you can find a video and add that to the comment below, that would be a blast. Okay, I think Mondo, that's what you said, would like the Kelso. Oh yeah, I think you're right. Oh my gosh, I'm almost at the end. Faith, when I tried to do the VIP, it said I was already a VIP. Oh, that's really weird. I will alert the media. I'll alert everybody about that. Don't worry about it then. If you're a VIP before, you're going to be a VIP now. But we're going to change that because that's not the way it's supposed to be. So I'll deal with that. Any plans for solving distribution, at least in big cities? Returning back and forth is sizing is tedious. Well, we have a lot of plans. We have a lot of wholesale accounts that are coming on board starting in the spring. And it's not like it's, our decision. People decide what they want to do. And as you may know, the retail world is going through some crazy gyrations. And a lot of those accounts are just not buying the same way they used to. So we're looking to do everything we can to have more shoes in more places so you can go try them on instead of going back and forth with us. But it's not like you can snap your fingers and make it happen. It's not like it's in our control, but we have an amazing wholesale sales team who is working on that. If you have a particular store that you would love us to reach out to, send us an email. Send it to support@Xeroshoes.com and let us know. And they actually send it to sales@Xeroshoes.com and let them know where you are and what stores are around you, and they will start approaching some of those stores, because that is what we do. Dwight, left shoe, so sorry, Mike. Oh, got it. Yeah, make a video, Dwight. That'd be a blast. The clean veganista. I went all in with barefoot shoes rather than transitioning gradually, ended up with plantar fasciitis. Help. Okay, well, you nailed it. So it was just a too much too soon thing. And I'm gonna what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'm gonna throw this in the. Can I throw this in the comments? Yeah. This is for you. This is for whoever said that, the clean veganista. So scroll down at some point, or maybe up, depending on how Facebook does this. And I just put links for a couple of articles about plantar fasciitis and see if those help. Sometimes plantar fasciitis is not plantar fasciitis, it's actually just tight calves pulling on their plantar fasciitis, the plantar fascia from the proximal side, from this side, instead of what's actually going on. So take a look at that. And also there's some info in there about the way that people who are hip to natural movement deal with plantar fasciitis, which is basically rest, but also you want to keep building up strength. And one way of doing that is by there's foot strengthening things you do. One is just finding like some gravel, not the kind that would be painful to step on, but the kind where you can't just land on your heel and walk on it. You have to put your foot underneath you and have it be fully engaged when you do. So you're actually putting the foot in a strong position, which relieves some tension on the plantar fascia while you're letting tissue heal if in fact you have a tissue problem. Casual dressy sandal like the Jessie, but no toe loop, maybe a thong strap instead. You're going to like what's coming out in the spring, I think. But also do me a favor, and that's from SL, submit that at xeroshoes.com/feedback. And again, if you have links to pictures of things that you like, that's really, really helpful in that situation. Do larger companies lie about the research they do with, about their shoes with support? Oh boy. Let's just say they don't do a lot of research on support is the best thing I can say, because if they did, they would know what they do. Look, let's just talk about research and big companies. This is my favorite thing to talk about. A large footwear brand, I won't mention the name, but it rhymes with Flykey. They came out with a study 2.5 years ago, a little over 2.5 years ago, right before COVID, about a new shoe they had developed compared to their best-selling motion-controlled, big, thick midsole, elevated heel, arch-supporting shoe, the Zoom Structure 22. And the way they publicized the results of the study were that the new shoe reduced injury rates by 52%, which sounds awesome. Who wouldn't want that? Until you look at the numbers, which they did not publish. And the numbers are this. In the Zoom Structure 22, their best-selling shoe at that time for running and for everything you want to do, over 30% of the people got injured in 12 weeks. This is a study that they designed. And in the new shoe that was better, about 15% got injured. So this is like 1 out of 3 versus 1 out of 7. Imagine going to a running shoe store and you say, I'm looking for a good running shoe. And the guy says, here's one. It's our best seller. 1 out of 3 people, roughly a little more than 1 out of 3 people who wear this shoe get injured in 12 weeks. How about that one? It's like, no. Well, how about this one where it's only 1 out of 7 people who get injured in 12 weeks? Like, no, don't you have a shoe that doesn't injure people? It's like, yeah, we don't sell that here. Or another way of thinking about that, imagine I said, I'm going to buy you dinner at a restaurant every night this week for 7 days, but you have to pick between 2 restaurants. One, you're going to get food poisoning twice. The other, you're only going to get it once on average. What do you think? So there's a lot of research that big footwear companies have done that they do not want you to know about because the results did not come out in their favor. Oh, yeah. Okay, what else we got here? Biased question there. I don't know which question that was, but that's okay. Dan, I can't follow. If you haven't noticed, I can't follow the threads. Like if you're commenting on something that someone else said, or even something I said 3 minutes ago, long gone. I was ready to order a pair of the Kelsos, but now I have to wait for the sale. It's okay. And what is this? This is from Mitch. Wait, there's new messages. Oh, yeah. Wait, sorry. I got to scroll back to get that one now. Yikes. I need to replace my Prios. When will they be restocked? I don't have an answer for that. I would definitely just check and see what happens when everything goes on sale next week. And that's the number one thing I would do. The spring stuff you're not going to see till we get closer to the spring, by the way, because I don't have them here to show you now. I don't have them here because I'm at home instead of the office. CZ, have you considered some sort of virtual try-on with augmented reality? I love that you're asking these questions. Again, this is one of these things that makes a lot of sense intuitively, and unless you're in the business, it's very, very rare that people think about the possible negative repercussions or ramifications of this. So all the guys doing virtual reality and augmented reality shoe sizing, I asked them one question. What if your foot is shaped like this? What if it's like practically square? What do you do when somebody wants to see that shoe on their foot? And they say, oh, we resize the image to fit their foot. And I say, they're not buying that shoe. What they're going to get is not what they just saw on their foot. And what I can tell you is when finding out that you ordered something and it's not quite right is very different than having the expectation that it's going to be awesome because you saw it on your foot and it fit on your foot in the virtual try-on. So the expectation problem is massive, and it's not being solved by VR, AR. Because even if it looks like it fits your foot, that doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable. So again, dashed expectations are worse than not having those expectations and just dealing with what you have to do next to get what you want. So no is the best answer. Now, I will tell you this for the fun of it. I have a patent pending on a footwear sizing methodology that's based on 3 principles that no one has ever done. So hopefully we're going to be doing a proof of concept on that in the next few months. And if I'm really lucky, we will then be implementing that a couple months after that. FYI. Gabby, I've been told that the correct medical term is plantar fasciosis. Depends. If it's a sudden onset thing, it really could be an itis, an inflammation. If it's been going on for a while, could be an osis, which is basically degradation. So kind of depends. But often it is plantar fasciosis for most people. Let's see. Have I can hey, look, Michael. Oh, this is the Clean Veganista. This is a comment to you. I went all in when I had plantar fasciitis and had the exact opposite experience. Mine decreased greatly. Hopefully, you'll get that resolved. Keep at it. Dank. No, it's just a strength endurance time thing. I know exactly the feel he's talking about. Yeah, I don't know what we're referring to there. Please bring back the original Daylight Hiker boot. That's not likely, but if there's something you like about that one better than the current one, submit that at Xeroshoes.com/feedback, because you never know. And I'd love to find out what that is too. Can I make men's rubber boots for gardens and outdoor work? Basically like a men's version of the Gracie is what you're referring to. And the best answer I can give for that is we actually designed one that is so cool. It's really amazing. And the problem is, because of the way it's being manufactured and the cost of the materials, it was going to cost $200 retail, which of course makes no sense at all. So we're working with some new factories, and we're working on that project because we love the thing we came up with, and we're just waiting to see if we can make it available at a reasonable price. Is there more I can do as an Inner Circle member besides posting on social media? That's from Joe. This is our fault, if you will. We would love to give the Inner Circle people some more things to do, and we've been just so busy that hasn't been at the top of our brain. We have some new people joining the company who that's part of their job, is to come up with fun things for Inner Circle people to do. I will tell you one that's going to come in handy, and that is Born to Run 2 is coming out. The practical application of Born to Run. Born to Run was all about the idea of natural movement and barefoot or minimalist running. Born to Run 2 is how to do it, how to become a happy, healthy runner. And there's going to be a lot of activities going on around the launch of that book. Technically, Chris McDougall is working on that launch starting now, but the book comes out December 6th, so be on the lookout. Any pro basketball players playing in Xero shoes? Yes, but not, wait, I missed a thing. Okay, sorry, wait. I need a new pair of Oswegos. Oswegos, they're my favorite. We're going to be, that one we're discontinuing because we have an upgrade that we like more. But if you like that shoe, be on the lookout during the sale. And if you find some, grab them. I know it's beating a dead horse, but steel toe shoes. Chad, all I can say is we just hired someone just to work on that project. Back to the professional basketball players. We got a bunch of players who live and train in our shoes, but they're not competing in our shoes. I am starting to work with a couple of big deal trainers, coaches, and players on developing something for them. We have a WNBA player who has just been wearing our shoes off the court for years and said, her feet and ankles will become indestructible. And we actually made a basketball shoe for her to test. Wasn't her size, didn't fit her foot right, but her report was, and I'm quoting, "I couldn't sprain my ankle on these if you paid me to." So that's something that's high on our list of things to do. What's the inner circle? When you buy a pair of Xero shoes, you get invited to join the inner circle. And I don't know why I put air quotes around that, but it's basically for people who are really, really big fans who want to help in some way, like posting on social media when something comes out and we want to spread the word. Or I did a project with the inner circle a while ago. I made 50,000 bookmarks, and I sent them to people in the inner circle so they could go to bookstores and put the bookmarks in copies of Born to Run or other books about barefoot running. So, and if I don't remember, if you search on our website, just do a search for Inner Circle, you might find the application there, because I can't remember where it is. And if you can't find that, email our customer happiness team, support@Xeroshoes.com, say you want to be in the Inner Circle. They'll tell you how to do that. Is there any way to join the VIP without using social media platforms? Yeah, just go to Xeroshoes.com/fall22sale or Xeroshoes.eu/fall22sale. And you'll find the sweepstakes app, and the first action you can take is to join the VIP program. And that's just opting in so that we can email you 24 hours in advance and let you know, grab these things before we tell everybody else. There's no social media, anything involved. And you should be able to log in or to be able to use the sweepstakes app with an email rather than social media. At least it should be set up that way. If it's not, I'll fix that as soon as we're done here, but it should be. Let's see, CZ, one thing you can do, what I do is wear the 360s to play pickleball. Then when I get questions about them, I extol the virtues of them. Pickleball, fastest growing sport in America. And the 360 is a killer shoe for that. Christy, these shoes have been a lifesaver. I work on my feet and work out. I work on my feet all day and work out, and my feet are feeling better than ever. Can't promote these enough. Thank you so much. We love hearing that. Yikes, I got a bunch more comments. Gabby, can I get more ninjas to wear Xero? They should. We're working on that. So she's referring to not actual like ninjas who, throwing stars, but Ninja Warrior and Ninja Warrior champions. So Jesse Graff, World Ninja Warrior champion. And then locally, Suzanne and Jaleesa Himka, mother and daughter Ninja Warrior champions in the masters and in the teens. They're working in the 360s, some in the HFS. And we are trying to get more ninjas to wear our shoes. We got a bunch who love them, but we're trying to get more in there. We've had every season of American Ninja Warrior. There's at least one person who's makes it pretty far, who's wearing our shoes, which makes us very happy. Interesting. I bought shoes from Amazon. That explains why I didn't get the link. Yes, it does. Julian, waiting on you guys to start sponsoring pro athletes. A Xero Shoes deal would be awesome. So we got a bunch of pro athletes that we're talking to, and we don't have the kind of cash that they're looking for to get sponsored. So we're making them a different proposition, which is, why don't you pay us? In other words, you can become an investor possibly and help us grow the business, and frankly, probably make more money as an investor at some point than what you would have made if we were paying you to wear our shoes. And we never want to pay anyone to wear our shoes. We want people who love what we're doing to want to work with us to help them perform better. So there's a handful of people that we've been chatting with. Fingers crossed is all I can say. Let's see. This is from Nick. With regard to my comment about the original Daylight Hiker, the fabric versus plastic outer of the shoe. Oh, yeah, you know what? It's a really interesting question. So you're talking about basically it's a fabric on what's called the foxing versus the welded part. The reason we made the switch is that for some people, the material part was not lasting as long as it should have. But I get that desire and definitely submit that request along with just the idea of why you like that better, because there may be a way as we're making ongoing improvements to accommodate what you're talking about without making a change back to that. And the sole is not thinner. It's a fake out. It comes up along the side, but the actual sole exactly the same, just FYI. So I know it seems like less ground feel, but that could be partly just from how you broke them in, or it could be from the insole, but the actual physical sole, exactly the same. One of those weird things. Any dress shoes for men in the works? Yes. We've got a boot coming out. That's not a dress shoe. In the spring is the best thing I can say, Ryan. So be on the lookout for that. And we're really excited about it. subform, a sub, wait, yeah. I lost a couple of comments up here. A sub 4 mile in Xero shoes soon. Julian, make sure that you got that film. That would be awesome to see. Novak Djokovic should wear your shoes. Everybody should wear our shoes. Of course, Novak should, because then we can compete with who's oh gosh, someone gave some money to On Running to be a partner for them, but it would be fun to get Novak. That'd be a blast. NIL deals could be great. Getting college athletes to do promo and wear your shoes. We're working on that too. I'd love to work for your marketing team. Joe says, drop us an email and tell us what you think you can do, and we will let you know if there's an opportunity for you to help. That would be a pleasure. Will we ever take crypto for payment? No. Simply because it's just too volatile, and we can't make financial plans when we don't know how much money we do or don't have. And right now, as you may know, crypto has been free falling. I bought this one currency. It's part of there's a couple of apps that you can get, Web3 apps that pay you to walk. And I got into one of them when their currency was at 20 cents. And now it's at 3. So oops, but that's okay. And let's see what else have come in. Yikes, so many comments, so little time. Okay, hold on. After seeing David Goggins' feet, I feel like he needs a complimentary pair of shoes. We've been trying to get through to Goggins for a while. If anybody has any more direct connection to him, I'm all ears. And here's the thing about Goggins and a couple of these other big deal guys. They know who we are because a lot of their friends know who we are and are wearing our shoes and have been on their podcast while wearing our shoes, for example. So we're trying to crack the code on that. But yeah, I'd love to get some stuff to Goggins. Merrill just paid a sprinter. Oh gosh, Matt Bowling. Yeah, he's outrageous. He's probably doing some little bit of training in their shoes, but they don't make spikes. So I don't know what's up with that. Matt Bowling is amazing. Have we considered approaching the military to get them to buy in bulk? Yeah. So the problem with anything that the military is going to buy and then issue is that it has to be 100% made in America. And right now, there are very few companies that are doing that. And out of the ones that are, most of them are losing money on every pair they sell because they did it just for the press. So we like the idea. We do have a bunch of people in the military who are wearing our shoes. We have a lot of special forces and special ops guys because they got their own credit card to buy whatever they want. And they're all about human performance, obviously. So, but for more standard issue stuff, that's a challenge. And by the way, it takes years to get in on that. So it's something we've looked into. And we have a number of military people in our company, but we haven't been able to crack the code on that yet. Kids, rain boots. I'm assuming you mean something smaller than the Gracie, which is our women's rain boot right now. If that's what you mean, we've been thinking about it. I don't remember where that where that project is. Drop that. Go to Xeroshoes.com/feedback. This is for you, Jen, and submit that as a request, please. Why is the men's so? Wait, it's hard for me to read. Why is the men's so cool rubber boot different from women's? Oh, okay. Well, the Jessie is not a boot. The Jessie is a. Okay, got it. Why can't it be unisex? So. All right, here we go. It could be, but then it won't fit a bunch of people. And why I'm saying that, and I know people get upset when I say this, so please bear with me. I've been in the business for over 13 years, and we've got 200 years worth of other people, or people who've got a combined total of 200 years worth of footwear experience. And here's what I can tell you about unisex footwear. It doesn't fit more people because statistically, I'm not saying everybody, statistically, men's feet are wider and lower, especially at the heel, than women's feet, who tend to have a proportionally narrower heel, higher instep than men. So the rain boot that we designed, and it's also, this is the other problem with unisex stuff, or the other problem with the boot, it's what's called a dead fit. There's no adjustability. And so if you're making something with a dead fit, if this is the bell curve of foot shapes and sizes, with a dead fit, you've already cut out the ends. And if you're going for unisex, rather than having something men's versus women's, then you're cutting out an even bigger chunk. And some people have suggested call it narrow versus wide, but that doesn't actually really communicate what the differences are to make something work for people. And more, then what happens is you get like hundreds of customer service calls from people saying, well, how do I decide which one is right? So we've looked into this extensively. And unfortunately, right now, it's not a viable option, especially for a company our size. So ironically, it's a better deal for us to do a men's versus women's. And we may do a women's version of that same boot, but suffice it to say, it's that we don't have a men's version of the Gracie right now. And the men's boot is this other design that may become a women's boot as well. I hope that explains it. That was sort of awkward, but I'm getting tired because holy crap, we've been doing this for an hour. So let's see. Okay, what do we got here? Yikes, yikes, yikes. This is from Elaine. So far, I haven't had luck with the Speed Force. Sorry about that. After trying different sizes, can't splay my toes fully on one foot. Have you tried the men's version? And I don't know if there's something that might fit differently for you. That would be a question for our customer happiness team. So I would ask them. But I would also consider, if you haven't done it, going for a quote men's style. And if you mean go up a half a size, like the biggest size we have, wait, hold on. The biggest size we have, I'm trying to read what you said again. Sorry. Going up more than, wait, any hope that going up one more half size could work, i.e. wider? Oh, obviously the longer it gets, the wider it gets, but not directly proportional. So if something, a half size is a quarter inch, but that doesn't make it necessarily a quarter inch wider. It depends on what you're grading up to. The best thing I can say is work with our customer happiness team, and they'll do the best they can to help you. I can't do a whole lot from just figuring out the messages, unfortunately. Jen says, we love our Xeros. Thank you. I love that you love them. John says, my kid works in a kitchen. Is there a good way to clean his Prio all day? It's a leather shoe. So whatever would work for cleaning leather, or check with our customer happiness team and see if they have a better suggestion from someone they may have heard from. Dwight, you're replying to Dwight. Hey, Steve, found a good video to explain the ankle mobility exercise I was talking about. It's about 5 minutes long. You don't need to elevate your leg like the guy in the video does, though. For those of you who are interested in that strengthening thing that Dwight was talking about, then and for ankle mobility or the pain he's talking about from the front of your ankle, check out the link that was in there. Barefoot bowling shoes, Nathan asks. That's a really funny question because for bowling, you need to have the right amount of slide instead of the right amount of traction. I was really big into bowling when I was a kid, and my dad, who thought that was really, not a thing for humans to do, used to say to me as a way of discouraging me, they don't give scholarships for bowling. So then we went back to his alma mater, Penn State University, and I found out they gave scholarships for bowling. And that shut him up for a while. But not on our to-do list because that is a very small market. But I like the idea. Submit that at Xeroshoes.com/feedback. Maybe there's something fun we could do. What is the next size up from the biggest kid size? I do not remember that. I think it's whatever the smallest women's size is. But don't hold me to it. That's a customer service question. Drop them an email, give them a call. All their contact info on our website. What do I recommend for beginning barefoot running programs? I'm starting to run in your DIY sandals. Go look on our site under the Learn More section. There's a couple of things in there on how to run barefoot. But the biggest thing is the new Born to Run 2 book. And by the way, you can find out more about it at borntorun.world. It's all about that. So get on the list to pre-order that book. Gabby, hey, Stephen, really appreciate how accessible you are to your fans and customers, how you spend so much time answering questions to the best of my ability. Hey, yes, it's the best of my ability. Thanks for being awesome. Well, that's very, very kind of you. Frankly, this is like the highlight of my day because running a shoe company is really, really hard, and I love doing this. Extremely small market, Nathan says, for bowling. Tom says, thanks for some reason. Not sure why. I can't remember. Someone I can't read. So my apologies for not reading your name. Because again, I'm not wearing my glasses because I can't wear my glasses when I'm doing this and I can't read without them. Are the HFS going to be included in the upcoming sale? Yes. Everything that we make is included in the upcoming sale. So in fact, you know what? I'm going to do a last, reminder about how the sale works. And then I'm going to call it an evening because I started my morning at 5 or my day today at 5 a.m. It's now 8 p.m. where I am, and I am toast. So it's our inflation busting, inventory adjusting. No, it's not a holiday sale where you'll be able to save 10 to 70% on all of our Xero shoes, shoes, boots, and sandals. The sale starts technically on the 15th of September. It's going to run through the 3rd of October, but I'm telling you about it now because you're going to want to become a VIP and get access to our VIP list, which means we email you a day in advance before we alert 1 million plus people about the sale. And you're going to want to do that because we are going to sell out of some sizes, colors, and styles. The way you get more information and become a VIP, go to Xeroshoes.com or Xeroshoes.eu/fall22 sale. I've got the .com link in here. And you'll see our sweepstakes app right at the screen, bottom of the screen. First action you can take to enter the sweepstakes is become a VIP. And then we'll get that email to you. When you enter the sweepstakes, and there's other actions you can do, each action gives you a certain number of entry points. The number of entries, more entries you have, the better your chances of winning one of 10 $100 Xeroshoes.com gift certificates or one of 10 €100 Xeroshoes.eu gift certificates. Again, the sale is going to kick on from the 13th to October 3rd. It's bigger than anything we've ever done because frankly, we were going to have to spend millions of dollars to get our fall products in on time for our normal fall launch, which just made no sense. So we swapped our holiday sale and our fall product launch sale. And now you're going to get to have early Christmas and take advantage of that. Yikes, a couple comments get in. I'm going to read them really quick and then we're out of here. The HFS is a godsend for Dance Dance Revolution players. Trying to convince my cohorts to buy some. So this sale should help a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Mark says, any chance Xero will make a more traditional trail shoe will allow me to run on tundra and shale? I don't know because I'm not sure what you mean by traditional. So go to Xeroshoes.com/feedback, submit that request with specifics about what you're looking for, and we can find that out. To deal with Xero's good traction, some Dance Dance Revolution players using a bit of baby powder to reduce grip. Oh, funny. Someone mentioned bowling shoes earlier. Reduced grip is sometimes desirable. It's true. Masood, with respect to to Orton, Romanoff is much more knowledgeable and Poe's method is proven and more provable by science. If you don't know what Eric Orton is doing right now, don't dismiss him without taking a look at what he's up to. We're huge fans of Nick Romanoff as well. So that's a great program for learning what to do. Nick was in our office a while ago and he and I had way too much fun. So take a look at that as well. And let's see, Travis, get some rest. Good luck with that. That's to me. Good luck. Chad, I'm a big guy, spent thousands on custom orthotics, been wearing Xero for probably 8 months. Feet never felt better. That is often to hear. Niche says, I don't think it's an understatement to say Xero shoes changed my life. Not the shoes, but how they got me thinking about other aspects of natural motion and building various posture muscles versus pampering them. Thanks a ton. That is a perfect way to end because it'll make me cry. Like I said, Lane and I, we wouldn't be doing this if we weren't hearing from people saying things like that all day, every day. And we're really, really, really grateful. And we're really grateful that due to these crazy ass circumstances, we are having the biggest, most extreme sale we have ever had in our life. And you're going to be able to take advantage of that. So once again, check out all the info here. By the way, if you're not watching this live, if you have some comments, throw them in. We'll have someone try to get to answer you soon. But as always, just do me a favor, get out of here, go out, have fun, and live life feet first.